I'll let you go ahead and start if you like.
Well, right now, kind of an unknown factor. It's where's the line? Where's the precipitation? Where's the temperature? What's your plan right now? What's your best guess as to what you're going to be doing in terms of getting the crews out there?
Well, from what we've been saying, the plan is for us to be ready starting first thing Friday morning. The weather forecasts have told us that they're going to be rain, ice, snow. So what we have to do is have a flexible operation and be able to maneuver based on what weather pattern is going on.
How quickly can you move from, let's say, just salting, or it won't be plowing initially? How quickly can you move from one kind of mode to the other?
Well, with the accumulation that's expected, we plan to have our plows already on the trucks. So it won't be a problem for us to go from one operation to the next. The trucks are equipped with spreaders, so salt will be ready, the plows will be attached. So it should be very easy for us to go from one to the next.
What about the pavement temperature right now? Will that have any impact on any rain that would fall and then maybe freezing rain that would fall?
Well, the warm weather these past couple of days is definitely a plus for us. We've had some cold days before that, so it's helped the pave temperature rise. From what we're seeing, though, the temperature is supposed to drop. So when the temperature drops, any drop in that pavement temperature will allow any precipitation to stick, and we'll have to deal with that.
What about the idea of any freezing rain that would fall long before the snow? How do you handle that and then immediately go into snow if it changes over?
Well, we got a little warm-up of that on Monday. We had a lot of freezing rain and icy conditions, so we were able to handle that on Monday, and we'll probably do the same again on Friday. And then as the accumulation comes, we'll switch over to a plow operation to move that out the way.
To handle ice, what's the technique? What do you do for ice?
Well, number one, ice is very dangerous. People who drive, we recommend that you don't stay at home, stay in the comfort of your own home. We have to utilize salt. We have to try to break that ice up. Salt is effective once it gets in its liquid form, so we have to constantly apply it. The one thing about ice is that it takes us multiple trips on our routes to start to become effective.
And that's difficult then, because you have so much territory to cover. How many lane miles?
We have over 3,000 lane miles that we have to attend to. So if you think of ice and making multiple trips, it's going to take us a little bit longer. So we're just going to need people's patience as we're dealing with a combination of ice, accumulating snow, and all of those factors.
And you have your prioritization of streets, your primary roads, your medical roads, that sort of thing too. That the residentials are last as usual.
Well, we always adjust based on how the snow falls, but yes, we definitely check our primary routes, our hospital routes, emergency routes, things like that, hills, bridges, things like that, and then we'll move to our residentials.
All right, so today it's obviously been raining quite a bit. How does that impact your preparation? It's obviously, if you put salt down too early with a quarter inch or a half inch of rain falling, it's going to cause some issues with the salt being on the road. What are you doing to kind of counteract that?
Well, there's nothing you really can do to counteract rain. A lot of times if you put material down and it rains, it washes it away. So what we have to do is be conservative, and we have to be smart about using our materials, because we don't want to waste materials. So the temperature is warm right now, so we're just continue to monitor the road conditions and see when the conditions start to change.
Right.
How much salt do you have on hand?
We have approximately 25,000 tons.
And that's a pretty good amount?
Yes.
You haven't used that much this year, really, have you? Or have you?
We have not used a great number. I think this will be the biggest accumulation, if it comes as predicted, that we've seen so far this year.
12 hours on, 12 hours off shifts?
Yes, we will start our 12-hour shifts at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, and we will keep those going until we get finished.
With some of the highest impacts potentially occurring tomorrow afternoon during the evening rush, is there anything you'd like to say to the people of Cincinnati trying to drive through that or deal with that at the time?
Well, I think employers will probably make their own decisions. People who work from home, if you have the ability and things like that. What we always say is, if you see our trucks out on the road, please give them room to work. We definitely want to encourage people to utilize off-street parking. The less cars that we have on the streets, the easier it makes our job.
Anything else that we haven't asked that you need to put across?
We just want to stress to people, if you are driving, to be safe and utilize patience when driving. If you can stay at home, stay at home. And once again, if you can utilize off-street parking, please utilize off-street parking.
Stay at home. You call my boss over.
Yeah, I think that.